ma'am. Good morning.
Hello ma'am, good morning.
Can you please tell me your full name?
Yes, of course, my full name is Radhika Sai. You can call me Radhika.
Radhika, where are you from?
I am originally from Kolpur city of Baker district, which is very beautiful to live in.
Do you work or are you a student?
Actually, I am a student. I recently completed my intermediate level education from other secondary school, which is located at Nepal.
Did you enjoy doing art lessons when you were a child?
Talking honestly, I seldom used to do art lessons, but during my school days, my teacher used to focus on art lessons, so sometimes I used to do that also.
Do you ever paint or paint pictures now?
In this present time, I am not doing paintings or any arts. Since I am busy in my academic situation, I am not getting chance to paint different paintings.
When was the last time you went to an art gallery?
It was about a year ago when college friends and me went to art museum in Pokhara, which was really beautiful, and we learned a lot through this museum, looking at various kinds of unique pictures and paintings there.
What kind of pictures do you like having in your home?
Although I don't draw and I don't paint, I really love to keep different types of paintings in my house, such as about the natural beauty, like we have Mount Everest in our country, such type of painting, like that, natural forest, this type of paintings I like to keep in my home.
What did you study in history lessons when you were at your school?
When I was at my school, yes, we learned a lot of things regarding history, from politics to the development of new generation. I learned a lot. For example, I also learned about the origin of the human evolution, how society formed like that, and the region our country get united.
And did you enjoy learning that thing?
Yes, it was quite interesting to learn about the historical object from all around the world, including our country as well.
How often now do you watch TV programs that are related to history?
As compared to the past, I don't usually watch TV programs in TV, but I do prefer watching various kinds of programs in my own mobile phone, which is really convenient and easy to watch as well.
What period in history would you like to learn more about?
I think I'm quite interested to learn about human evolution, how our society formed, because it was the earlier period in which we developed the socialization period of our time, so I think human socialization would be the best.
Thank you. Now let's move on to part 2 of the speaking test. For part 2, your topic is you will have to describe the neighborhood you lived in when you were a child. You will be getting a piece of paper and a pencil to make some notes and 1 minute to prepare it. Your 1 minute starts now. Please proceed. So now you can stop and start talking for 2 minutes. Are you ready, ma'am?
Yes.
Please start. You have 2 minutes of time.
During my childhood, I used to live in a neighborhood called Kolpur neighborhood, which is situated in the original city, Kolpur, near New Road. And I feel very lucky that I got a chance to live there. So the people are really amiable and helpful in every situation. Although different religion group of people used to live there, the environment was quite amazing to live, and in every difficult situation, people around my neighborhood used to come and just help in the difficult cases. Likewise, in case of celebration also, we used to celebrate their culture as well as our culture, which was quite interesting to do. And I think we humans are social by nature, and doing different things in a similar way is quite interesting to do. And my neighborhood was quite peaceful as well, since the surrounding was surrounded with natural beauty. I think the neighbors of my neighborhood give a little bit good impact in my environment. So I guess it was quite vibrant for me to live there, and I'm also planning to live there for a long. In future also. Now also I'm living there. I think yes, I love my neighborhood, and I would be living there for many more years.
Thank you so much. Now let's move on to part 3 of the speaking test.
Okay.
Let's talk about neighbors itself. What sorts of things can neighbors do to help each other in a society?
I think besides family, neighborhood is very important in our lives. From small things to big things, along with family, neighbors can play a vital role. For example, in our difficult situations, a neighbor can give us support. Likewise, during our happiness, we can share a very beautiful moment with each other. So I think besides these things, neighbor play very important role.
How well do people generally know their neighbors in your country?
It is quite a difficult question. Let me think for a while. It depends upon the personality of every people of neighborhood. First of all, to know and to identify the neighbors of our neighborhood, people used to talk. And the most important thing is communication. Without communication, I don't think we can know people very well. Communication and helping each other will be the best way to identify the different people of our surrounding.
How important do you think is it to have good neighbors?
Yes, of course, it is very important to have good neighbors. Good neighbors are the part of our life besides family, because a good neighbor have various kinds of good features. For example, as I have already mentioned you in previous question, they can help us in our difficult period. Similarly, they can get involvement in our happiness situation as well.
Which facilities are most important to people living in cities?
I think good environment and the good people of the surrounding will be the possible good factors that a person who is seeking to live in a city serves.
How does shopping in small local shops differ from shopping in large city center shops?
It is quite different. In local shops, we can find various kinds of amenities that we can find in large shops in cities. For example, various kinds of amenities from food to clothes we can find in a big shops, but we can't able to find in small shops. However, we can get a lot of local profits from the local shops.
Okay. Do you think that children should always go to the school nearest to where they live?
I don't think it is compulsory to go near school from house, because in this modern period, a child needs to get a good education and good environment to learn. The near school may not have same thing. So it depends upon the school and the types of environment that the school is providing to a child to learn in a very better environment, I guess.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That's the end of your IELTS speaking test. Thank you.